I teach Indigenous literatures, film, theater, as well as academic writing and composition and general literature. I've been at Mount Royal now for 3 years. It's a real honor and it's very humbling to do what I do. I know there's a lot of non-natives here today, and it's so important for us to watch, listen, observe, and please at some point, we need to give ourselves the permission, with the guidance of our elders, to do the important work that's being shared with us today. It is our responsibility, and that is in the spirit of reconciliation, but it's just being good relatives and good citizens and good friends. So I've been asked to offer tobacco to Elder Daniel Craig Mistaken and Dr. Tina Starlight. On behalf of our gathering here, we hope that you will accept this tobacco offering, and in accepting of it, in exchange, you will share with us your teachings, your knowledge, your experience, your wisdom, and help guide us to do the important work that you're encouraging us to do.
Okay, this done go stomach soup. Look to a kind of that. It's the pea mix a cheap way. I can ask it some yanny bad appeals. It's a pea it's a pea and exists in nanix, no goose in nanix. No papier in nanix, can now what tip you can nanix the portal. Okay, I'll just translate that to English. Everybody's kind of looking at me like, what's going on here? But I just explained in my language that my family and my history is tied to the land so much that all of us are tied to it. There's a history to this land prior to treaties. There was Blackfoot here, and then the Tsuut'ina came to be an ally. And then the Stonies came in after treaties were signed. So you have to understand that sometimes it causes some animosity between tribes when you do a land acknowledgement and say that they all belong to this one. They didn't. We were all at our own. We all came to this area because of government, because of treaties. Land acknowledgement means when you come to a place, you acknowledge the people, you acknowledge the land, you acknowledge the history. You don't just come in and say, this is what it is and that's all. Do the research, learn where you are. Every region in Canada has their own native population that had their own systems of governance and everything in place till they were moved. And those are the things we're trying to teach people. Like I said, as a Blackfoot person, I feel really lucky that these things are still intact for my people, my children. It doesn't mean the work has ended. It's just that we've got to work even harder for people to understand that we were here first. We've always been here, and we will always be here. I'll let Dr. Tina talk now. She knows more than me. Thank you.
My English name is Dr. Tina Starlight. I'm from Tsuut'ina Nation, but I also have a diverse background. And when I hardly ever get asked to do a land acknowledgement, but because again, I'm from the lands here. But when I do, again, it's how I'm personally connected to that land. How many of us to this day actually acknowledge the water that sustains us and where that water comes from? Like on your day-to-day living, just to sustain yourself, you have to have water. And with that water, do you even understand or appreciate where that water comes from? How many of you make offerings or give thanks to the water that comes from the Bow River and the Elbow River that come from the Bow Glacier? And they said, that's true land acknowledgement. And they also said you should be also recognizing and acknowledging the land formations that again contributed to your existence.
And on that note of acknowledgement, I want to now turn to our Associate Vice President of the Office of Equity, Diversity and Inclusion, Dr. Moussa Magassa, To extend your greetings from your office, I'd also want to acknowledge your administrative assistant in the office, Kit. Thank you.
I lived for many years in South Africa, and there we talk about Ubuntu, Abantu Mabantu. You are a human being because of other human being, and that extends to your relationship to everything else. So I want to say thank you so much for reminding us about this. And the reason also I insist on that, because when we say EDI office, or when we say EDI, and let's add the A, equity, diversity, inclusion, and accessibility.
We are honored to be joined by Elder Copper Joe Jack, a highly respected knowledge keeper from Whitehorse, Yukon, who has spent decades working as a negotiator, Indigenous land use planner, and community leader. He has held an impressive number of roles related to this work, including a position with Yukon Land Use Planning Council. He also has 25 years of experience in land claims agreement and self-government agreement negotiations, and 30 years of experience in leadership and management roles with YFNs at the local and regional levels. So, Elder Copperjack, on behalf of everyone here, we wish and hope that you will accept this gift for you to share your experiences and knowledge so that we can learn from you and proceed with your guidance.
I said, okay, I know my TK pretty good. Let's see if I can do something with that. And that's when I start thinking about something that I can use, that we all can use to address and adapt to climate change. The concept is a long concept, but fit into 2 pages. And when I began to show my thoughts to other people, one of the strongest key advice was, Copper, you have it, but I advise you, my suggestion, only suggestion is that to keep it as simple as you can be. Simple enough for the grade elementary school kids could understand it, because what you're talking about is very complex. I put together this model, and as it was read out, that it's a consent-based mediation tool for planning, for problem solving, and decision making. It has 3 parts. The first part is these 3 key laws of respect, care, share. The second part I call the no voice. And the third part I call the knowledge stream tree.
She's previously held the rank of full professor in the Faculty of Nursing and was Director of Director of the Intersections of Gender Signature Area in the Office of the Vice President Research, both at the University of Alberta. Professor Salami's research program focuses on well-being of Black, immigrant, and racialized people. She's been involved in over 90 funded studies, totaling over $230 million. She recently received a $2.5 million SHIRT partnership grant titled Transforming the Lives of Black Children and Youth in Canada. It's my privilege to introduce you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. So we have 1.5 million Black people in Canada, so I'll be talking about anti-Black racism and Black people's health. And we are projected to increase, and we are diverse. So oftentimes people say Indigenous community, Black community. It's not community, it's communities, because there are so many several communities within that. We also have racism in health professional education, healthcare, Black healthcare professionals being denied access to schools because of their race. And we also have unethical research. So in Canada, we have unethical research, for example, with Indigenous children, where Indigenous children were exposed to malnutrition and nutritional experiments by famous pediatricians. I also did a research project interviewing Black youths in Alberta on the factors that contribute to their mental health. And one of the most repeated factor was racism and discrimination. And one of them said, I grew up with so much internalized anti-Blackness. God, I hated myself. I wanted to be white so bad. I wanted to have straight hair. I wanted to have smaller lips. And one of the things that they talked about in that same interview is sleeping over at a friend's house and the friend calling them their word and making fun of their lips. And also crossing the street and someone throwing a Slurpee at them and calling them their word. And what happens to some of our youth is they don't just experience this racism, they also internalize it.
I have learned racism always is alive. It's not past, it's ongoing. And our job is to be collective, create solidarity within ourselves. Today you are here. Today I see is the beginning. And it's a lifelong journey. It's not something that we can done it within 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, but it has to start from somewhere. And the starting point is us, all of us. And racism is not about color. It's all about power. How do we feel it? How do we structurally is created? Through education, through everyday practice. So Dr. Jebunnesssa Cahpola is going to talk about how she to challenge racism through cross-cultural activity, through cross-cultural program, through cross-cultural ways of knowing. So Dr. Jebunnesssa Cahpola, decolonial feminist.
Thank you, Ranjan. So we are racialized settler people of color who have arrived as an uninvited guest here on this stolen indigenous land. We have a hyphenated complex identification, and we are not clear which part of the hyphen needs to be addressed and how. We newcomers face difficult intersectional identities, migration stories, colonial history. We have sufferings of history, grief, sorrow, delight, and daily challenges caused by colonialism, capitalism, neoliberalism, sexism, racism, and imperialism. And there are many more isms that you can make that list. So which divide us and make it difficult to understand each other's perspectives and to understand the meaning of land in order to form transnational solidarity. It took us many years to realize that we are moving from one colonial land to another colonial land, and we are in a very complex situation and intersection. And our lives are once again being targeted by the new colonizers. Dear Indigenous people, thank you for your friendship and for granting us permission to live here on this land and benefit from this land. Thank you for allowing us to call you our relatives. So I'm here today. I have created a few land-based performances with the assistance of our BIPOC community members. Artists of colors, they have enormous challenges in preserving their language, culture, heritage, and their traditional knowledge. So again, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity. Now I'm going to present a couple of land-based performances. First, I would like to invite our Indigenous sister, Katie Camp. She is here today. So Katie Camp is a proud Métis woman in Mohawkins with roots from Winnipeg and the Red River settlement. Katie began drumming for her own healing and found her powerful voice, which she now shares with others to heal and empower. Please welcome Katie Camp on stage.
I'm going to introduce myself in Michif. So, Tashi, Katie, Tishnekishan, Ni Papa, Winnipeg, Ototam, La Femme, Michif, Nia Getaman, Ala Michif, Uyan. So in Michif, I said, hello, my name is Katie. My dad's side is from Winnipeg. I'm a Métis woman. I'm proud to be a Métis woman. I'm just going to share one song with you guys, and in the whole everything of what this all has been, I've decided to do about love, because love is what connects everyone, everything. You need to have that. You need to love yourself to be able to love others, to be able to love Mother Earth. So it's called Gitzigakomim, and it's I Love You in Blackfoot.
A Bengali land-based dance. Two sisters, Praktana and Prakriti, they are high school students. They are here today to share a land-based performance. But the sad thing is that often we do not know what is the meaning of land-based performance. So Bengali culture, it is rich with land-based knowledge and customs, and Bengali culture smells of dirt. Bengalis' land-based language, thoughts, philosophy, and daily existence are wisdom-filled. Bengal's land culture and economy are based on our steamed farmers, fishers, weavers, blacksmiths, and potters. Our fishermen feed a large number of people and teach us to respect our water resources, such as rivers and oceans. They also educate us how to respect our environment. We are all related to the natural world, where fish, water, insects, humans, clouds, and sky are all dependent on one another. And we need to learn to enjoy our traditional life in order to make our ecosystem sustainable. Let's welcome Praktana and Prakriti on stage. Performance. It is going to be performed by an international student from India. Her name is Skandha Rajiv, and she is an architecture student at SAIT. So Sanskrit word Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. These are the Sanskrit word. I think I need to translate this knowledge today with our audience, because many of our performers and kids, they're performing without knowing the context of their dance or singing performance. So in today's world, we all are overwhelmed to find our real guru, our own guru, right? So now let's learn what is Guru, why Guru Vandana is so important performance. She is going to perform a Guru Vandana because it is a respectful salute to teachers and knowledge holders of our community and of our loving earth. So here is Guru Vandana, Skanda is bringing on stage. So Sharmila Ranavert, she works at MRU Library and she is a community volunteer leader and cultural activist known for her exceptional leadership in empowering racialized immigrant women and preserving Nepali culture. And she is a community champion, I would say, in her community. So let's welcome Sharmila to join our chorus song. And this song is a justice song, social justice song. I'm pretty sure you know this song, John Baez's song, We Shall Overcome. But we are trying to sing this in Bangla language. And Sharmila will try to translate in Nepali language, and Alan with indigenous drums. Let's welcome our indigenous sisters to join with us. And here is a little one. This little one is my daughter. She missed her school today just to join this event and to share this drum. She practiced once.
Deep in